There are inherent dangers in the building.
Widespread destruction.
There's glass on the floor, there's blood, there's food items.
Oh, look at the size of this thing.
Just be careful. There are a lot of victims in there.
Ow!
Some of them are under things.
There's a shelf on top of me.
So once I give you the big pre-brief in here, we're going to take the groups out separately because you're going to have different instructions depending on what team you're on.
So today we are doing a simulation of a disaster, and it was chosen to simulate a tornado that has hit a grocery store.
So remember, you can walk finally when prompted, but don't get right up.
Okay.
Okay, give them a little, I think somebody's got to help you. And then you're shaking and you're, okay, I'm fine.
So we use actors because that way you can control the range of the scenario, make sure that the student gets that skill set that leads to the competency that when they are then in a real live clinical scenario, they'll have that base to draw from.
Be smart. The first team coming in that doesn't have any equipment, they feel helpless because there's really not much that they can do, and I've tried to impress upon them there is a lot that they can do. If there's a wound, it will be obvious to you. Even if it's under the clothing, you'll notice maybe swelling.
This way we can provide students an opportunity to work through the aspects of being first personnel on the scene.
Can we get a stretcher for her?
They can work through aspects of triage,
So I'm gonna have you come with me.
first aid care,
Check the wound.
to work on
That one stretcher going.
communication,
Wheelchairs if you need them.
of rendering aid.
All right, let's move that leg.
Disaster nursing is somewhat of a new area in the United States. It's something that we're going to need to do more and more of, and so we were glad that we were able to do this specific disaster simulation.
It seems like the storm has passed, so you're going to head on in. Let's go.
Hi everyone, we are nurses. We're here to help.
When they come in, they have a pair of gloves. That's all they have.
And you can walk to me. Please come to the sound of my voice.
And the biggest thing they can do is start assessing and categorizing the patients.
Can you squeeze my hand?
Yeah.
She should be yellow.
Okay.
Travis, I'm sending her into you. She's pregnant. She's okay. She's in distress, so please take a look at her baby.
They organize in groups and they just start walking around the scene and finding the patients. There's 13 victims. So you see this team is setting up stations, how to designate the severity of the patients. So they're using colored duct tape to make areas where they're going to bring out the sickest people.
What is it like to think about maybe you are just the first responder, maybe you were just driving to the grocery store that day during and got caught in the storm. Now you have to respond and draw on your training because there are people who are injured and who've died.
The simulations help reinforce the skills that you need so that they become second nature. If you have a patient who is unresponsive, you don't have to think about it, it's just you go in and you do it. Stretch it out in a position.
I want them to feel the anxiety and that feeling of like helplessness, which comes in a disaster because it doesn't matter how prepared you are, you can't really prepare for the emotional part.
What's your name, honey?
Lainey.
Lainey, and your name?
They need to keep the victims calm as well, even though they may be having a lot of anxiety during this process.
Jasmine, this is Lainey. Lainey, this is Jasmine. She's gonna stay with you for a little bit, okay? That helps? Just keep her talking, please.
We need to ensure that they're coming across to the victims that they're competent, they're confident.
Don't forget, they haven't been exposed to any of this. This is new to all of them, so they don't know what they're walking into. That's what simulation is. It's practice.
And end simulation. Very well done.
That was amazing. Crazy amazing.
You want to let them do it. Really immerse yourself, let it be real, and then we'll talk about what was missing, what didn't you have, what were your fears?
It was a really good experience just because I think it emphasizes teamwork, staying calm in emergency situations like this.
Decompress. How did you feel?
When I felt panicked, I would look for them and be like, "Where's my my partner? My friend and partner." It was like where I had a point person at least, so I didn't feel alone. And then we could kind of check in on the same patients, and we broke it down to little leaders.
Wow. Did you each take an aisle? Did you separate the building? Did you say just start walking and find people? How did that work?
2 people are gonna take anyone that can walk and then assess them elsewhere. At least we did that.
But then there are people who need help more, and so just having to leave that situation and then later on come back to her was really tough.
The reason we chose this profession, right, is to help the community. So it doesn't matter what our specialty is. People are going to look to us in an emergency to be the helpers. And they need to be exposed to this. We don't know when things are going to happen.
Dealing with those life-changing encounters in a very concentrated scenario like that and still being able to draw from the wisdom, the science, the compassion, and be able to perform what those people need. That's what we want them to take away.